Is your generation the one that is picking up for where the Panthers left off, saying, all right, enough is enough? The generation before us forgot about the fight. We're picking it back up.
Not only forgot about the fight, forgot about us. Yes, and we're picking it back up. But at this level, all we're trying to do is unite. And right now, as a year, we got 1 million people that's listening. Now we can tell them something. Now we can try to get them that way, and we might lose some. We might gain some, but we would never even have that audience had we not said what was real. You know what I'm saying? And the main thing for us to remember is that the same crime element that white people are scared of, black people are scared of. The same crime element that white people fear, we fear. So we defend ourselves from the same crime element that they scared of. You know what I'm saying? While they waiting for legislation to pass and everything, we next door to the killer. We next door to him, you know, because we up in the projects where it's 80 in the building. All them killers that they letting out, they right there in that building. But it's better, just because we black, we get along with the killers or something? We get along with the rapists because we black and we from the same hood? What is that? We need protection too.
On this channel, we talk a lot about motivation and accountability, but one thing that really needs to be addressed is the need for community. We have to stick together. We have to bring our people forward, and that's exactly what Tupac is talking about. He's a man who grew up in poverty, who's seen things that me or you may not have seen. But even then, he still wants to fight. His mother was a Black Panther. His father was a Black Panther. There are people out here who, even throughout all the struggle, all the rage, they still want to fight for our people. And why wouldn't you want to do the same? The community is, for better or worse, is going through struggles that Tupac's seen, that we're still going through, that we still need help with, and the issues haven't been fixed yet. So at this point, we gotta push through.
What would a Vietnam vet be like without a sergeant, without any backup, without any other soldiers, nobody but a Vietnam vet in Vietnam? When he came home, how would he be? And that's me. I had to go through all that street, war, everything, the same drugs that everybody else get turned out on. You know, where I would have been stopped shorted, I made it past. And here's where I am. But because I made it past, I missed some lessons. You know what I'm saying? And you can see the lessons that I missed when you talk to me. You can see where I haven't had a father when you talk to me. You know what I'm saying? You can see where I spent a lot of my time in the streets when you talk to me. Because the words that I say are not words that come from a mother's mouth or a father's mouth. It's words that comes from a pimp's mouth or a prostitute or a hustler or a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? But to me, these were my role models.
How much of that, though, in terms of growing up without a father, sometimes not being with your mother, do you lament on and look back and say, damn, I missed something big?
Everything. I know for a fact that had I had a father, had I had somebody, and I hate saying this because white people love hearing black people talk about this, but had I had a father, had I had some of these opportunities, I'd have been able to help my mother more. She wouldn't have went the road she went. I could have been a better son. You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't have went that road. It was the absence of my father. You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with him being daddy not being there. My mother's dealing with him being my man not being there. You know, so many problems in our community that affect everything. So by me not having that, I ain't never want to hear nothing about no kind of relationships between a black man and a black woman. I knew they didn't work. Because as far as I knew, my daddy was the coolest dude out there. And my mama was a Panther. So if they didn't work, it don't work. That's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? And going out there, you know what I'm saying? It's like watching my mother just go through changes and everything. It's like my mother's my partner. She a soldier. You know, she a soldier like I'm a soldier. You know, and I watched the game that she went through. If I would have went the same way my mother went, had not she did her route.
Back to community, the building block of the community is the family. That's the unit that a community is built on. Each family has a role to play, and each family unit is supposed to have a two-parent household, a mother and a father. That's what we lack in the black community. A lot of people in the black community are lacking a father. I lack a father. These people grew up without a father figure. That is something, whether you're a male or a female, a father figure is supposed to give you something, teach you something in your life that you wouldn't learn from just a mother. Vice versa, if you grew up without a mother, A father couldn't teach you all the things that a mother could teach you. You need both to really become a truly well-balanced person. The community is really lacking in father figures right now, and we need to get better at bringing ourselves together, going back to the nuclear family, going back to having a two-parent household, a mother and father raising their children. We could do so much better if we were together as one. Two heads are better than one. Two incomes is better than one. We wouldn't have to live in the ghetto. We wouldn't have to work as hard if we just came together and did what we had to do what we need to do.
One of the things that you read in the media is that you're angry, that you personify your generation, that you just got some angry folks out there and you're one of them. I'll put it to you. Are you angry? Are you angry with what you see society is about?
Yeah, I'm extremely angry, confused. You know, a lot of the times that I sat up in court, I couldn't defend myself. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like the things they were saying about me were beyond my comprehension, or the things that I could say weren't going to help my case. But because it's like being exiled, you know, from society, and that's how I feel. And this whole the anger comes from, I'm tired of waiting for my past to get into society. All I ever wanted to do was make me and everybody around me feel more comfortable about where we were. You know what I'm saying? About the places that we stayed. This is our home base. Let's build it up. Let's be happy about where we come from. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to assimilate and get a pass key to where they at. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that everything needs to be separate, but we gotta find pride in ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And once you get the pride, like, damn near 2 seconds after the pride comes anger from being held like that for so long, and to be made to go through those changes. You get mad, you know what I'm saying? I believe as soon as any black man receives his first 3 checks, he starts getting mad. Because it's not about the necessity of having to have a job and having to pay and having to do that. You don't care no more about the smiles and the, you know, yes, massa, because you done got paid. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like you want to save money. You want to help other people. And you see how far it is, how far you have to go to help anybody in your neighborhood. It's set up for me when I get paid for me to exit the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? The only reason I've had these problems is because I haven't left yet. And these problems don't come from a white man. It comes from just society, the problems that we have.
Honestly, he's right. The ghetto does come with a lot of problems, but that's exactly what needs to be fixed. People in the ghetto aren't violent because they want to be. They're violent because they have to be. They're looking for a way to survive. They're not taking because they want to take. They're taking because they feel that they have to take in order to make it to the next day. And it's sad, honestly, but that's the way it is. And you may move out of the ghetto, but that doesn't mean you can't give back to the ghetto. That doesn't mean that the people that are there don't need help. But don't just give yourself, only help the people that want to be helped. Unfortunately, it's sad that that's the way it is, but you can only help the people that want to be helped. You cannot want something more for something. You can't want more for someone than they want for themselves. So if you see a young black man, a young black woman struggling, and they want help, give them their help. Give them the help that you can provide. Don't do more than what you can do. But if you can do something, if you can help somebody get to a place where they can help somebody else, that helps the whole community. But as Tupac was saying, we have to take pride in ourselves. The black community is a lot stronger than we give ourselves credit for. The problem is that we're so hard trying to survive that we're not trying to thrive. We have to push. We have to go harder than we ever did before, because that's the only way to break out. That's the only way to keep moving. That's the only way to keep your head up, as Tupac would say. And finally, what are we doing to protect the next 25-year-old who's carrying truth we're not ready to hear? Comment your favorite Tupac line below. the one that made you stop. This is Generational Enrichment, where we don't just talk legacy, we trace it, lift it, and live it. Because remembering isn't enough, building is required.